Good morning, y'all. I am outside of my work right now. I had a minute to vlog, and so I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about rising prices and things I'm struggling with, how I'm trying to make it. Just a video in which I'm sure you can identify with. First and foremost, I'm trying not to also film people. I am trying to figure out how to financially make it off of more than minimum wage, but not that much money. Who else feels that? I work a full-time job as a preschool teacher, if you don't know, at a private preschool. I'm very grateful for my job and for my check that I have. I think it's really important, no matter how we're feeling, to always be grateful for what's coming in, because we could be in a position where we didn't even have that. And so in this economy, to have a check, any check, is a blessing. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that it's not incredibly hard. I am finding that I'm going to Walmart, like the grocery store. I probably should be going to like Aldi's. I need to start doing that. Because Walmart just has everything. You know what I mean? It's one of those stores you walk in and you're like, oh, that's right, I do need shampoo and paper towels. And before you know it, there's $400. I do feel that all the prices are rising. I am with everyone else. Not only do I feel like prices are rising, I feel like products are shrinking, getting smaller. There's not as many like in a box type situation. Or the crackers, there's like less, in there, the box is smaller. I am really having to think about how to work eating so that I can work full time and still have meals and still be able to have money for my bills. I pay rent, I pay my phone, I pay my car insurance, I pay my medical bills. What else? What other bills are coming in? I pay the gym. Who else do I owe money to? You ever feel like that? You're just like, how do I have anybody left for me at all? But yeah, that is a goal. Going to just a regular grocery store like Aldi's. If you're struggling financially, everybody has their own different perspective and of what they do. Personally, I do not go to organic grocery stores or places like Publix. Granted, they have really awesome looking fruit. Have you ever gotten really used to a Walmart fruit and then you go into a nicer grocery store and you're like, hello, apples and oranges that look red like you just came out of a photograph? And then you look at the price and you're just like, oh, that's why you look like that. Okay, I gotcha. So but anyway, so yes, I'm gonna start doing that. And I continue to look on Pinterest for affordable recipes, things to put in my crock pot. I would like to do another crock pot recipe coming up. Some tips I can give you as far as recipes go: look for ones that can last you probably 3 days. Get some little Tupperwares from Walmart or the Dollar Tree. I know Dollar Tree has them. I will say about their Tupperwares, with lids, they're not the strongest. So when you're able to, I would invest in some better quality ones from Walmart, maybe like Rubbermaid or something. I know TJ Maxx has some too. And, put whatever you make into a couple little Tupperwares and use that for your dinners, for the week. That's what I do. I try to do that, at least. I shop on Saturday. I go to the grocery store on Saturday. On Sunday is when I try to make something. If I'm not traveling to go see my boyfriend or go back home to Charleston, I am definitely cooking something on Sunday. I watch church. I cook something. I do that every week. I get in the habit of it and I get used to it, and that's what happens. And that has really helped me as far as coming home from work and knowing I have food there. It keeps me from eating out. One thing I hear from a lot of people is that that one of the biggest things they spend money on is fast food. And I can tell you, I went to Taco Bell the other day and I drove away after spending $25. That's a lot. When you consider, it doesn't necessarily sound like a lot, but if I want my grocery bill to be under $100 a week, I have to think about that. Okay, well, I just used up 1/4 of that at Taco Bell. Granted, I used a couple of the burritos for lunch the next day, but that wasn't a good deal. Convenience is expensive. It is not cheap. It is advertised like it is cheap. And I cannot tell you like how many people I know are struggling with exhaustion and eating out, and that's where probably a lot of money is going. I mean, I may not know them personally, but I hear about this. I hear calls on Dave Ramsey. I've heard stories. I've heard all kinds of things about fast food, and my own personal experience with it is that you, like credit cards, you want to really, really limit it. I am not a pro credit card person. I do have a car credit card. I almost said a medical credit card. It's technically a medical credit card for my car because my car technically gets sick constantly. That's a whole nother financial thing. But I think when you are paycheck to paycheck, credit cards are very dangerous. The number one reason being very high interest rates. I have the credit card for my car interest rate. I am not kidding you. It's 40%. 40%. It's like up to how much? $850 right now that I've used on my car because I had to, because my car AC went out and I had to get the stuff fixed. You may say you could drive without AC. Well, in the area I live in, it gets really, really cold sometimes, and my window would ice up. So when my heating and my air were not working, I could not hardly defog it because it was so cold outside, so I could not see to get to work. So it wasn't just let me just roll down my windows. No, I tried that, and it caused my window to fog up more. It was miserable, and it was dangerous. So that's why I got it fixed. But I get it. The hustle, you do what you got to do. If it was just a thing where I needed to keep my windows rolled down, then that's what I would have done. But, so anyway, my minimum payment every month for that is around $40. Not going towards the balance at all. It's all interest. It's all putting it on hold. I do try to pay over the balance, or the interest, but I have not successfully been able to do that by much. And hopefully this next check I can throw some more on that credit card. I'm trying to chip away at it and get that one done, because that's my next credit card that needs to go. So basically what I'm saying, if you have a credit card, be very, very careful. I know that people get credit cards when they're in desperation. I know it feels like free money. I know it feels like relief. However, I would go without before I would try to do that, because those will bury you. You will get behind, you will get in debt, and you want to talk about feeling suffocated. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for myself. And I do know in emergency situations, we have to do what we have to do to protect ourselves, to protect our kids, our family, whatever it is. But credit cards were not made. That's the tough thing, y'all. Credit cards were not made for emergency situations. They are marketed as if it's a good idea. You get free miles, free travel points, free hotels, free loot, all this stuff. It's just like, but you have to spend all this money. That's a whole nother video about credit scores and my opinions of like all of that stuff. But anyway, I do follow Dave Ramsey personally. He has really helped me get out of debt with his advice. Ken Coleman, love their videos, listen to them regularly. So thankful for the guidance of his books and his talks. So highly recommend him if you want my perspective on credit cards and debt. Is it always completely realistic? Just depends on your situation. I'm not here to tell you. I don't know what you're walking through. I don't know what your bills are. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, what's working and what's not. I'm trying to think other ways in which I am trying to save money. My car. Can you hear my car rattling? I don't know if you can. I can hear it. It's like zzz, like this. Something in my steering wheel is knocking. It's dripping where my gas pedals are. I have tape on top of my car. My antenna has pretty much rusted off. I am just trying so hard to keep my car going. I am saving up, and the money in my savings account is going to go towards a new car. I know this car doesn't have long. I know it's breaking down. It's older, has a lot of miles on it. I have a Nissan Versa. I don't think I'd get this car again. I don't know. It lasted me several years with no problems, and then it had problems. It had transmission issues. Found out Nissans are known for transmission issues. I did not know that before. Wish I had. When I say I've gotten like the arms in this car replaced, I've gotten obviously the AC entirely replaced. I've gotten, you know, just work after work after work. I don't even know all the certain names for the pieces that I've had to have put on this car. I just know it's been a ton of money, and financially I've bought this car 4 times over to keep myself out of a car payment. It sucks. It doesn't feel like that makes sense. But when you have a car payment, you pay full coverage insurance, and I am not willing to pay full coverage insurance because I cannot afford to pay full coverage insurance on top of a car payment, on top of rent. I don't know how to make it in that situation. Would I have to figure it out? Yes. You know, am I going to sit here and go, I'm hopeless and I would just collapse and give up? No. But reality is I feel like I'm at 125% right now. I'm doing the best I can do to be a teacher, to show up here every day, to work 8 to 6, or I'm sorry, 9 to 6. I used to work 8 to 6. And just to be able to rest my body on the weekends. I'm also dealing with medical issues, with trying to figure out why I'm chronically sick, why I cough a lot. It's not because I work at a school, so it's been a lifelong thing for me. But it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. So anyway, I have some appointments next month. I'm going to go to a pulmonologist, an allergist, and see if they can help me. If you pray, please pray in July that I find some answers for what I'm dealing with, to make my life easier, to make my body stronger, so that I could potentially work a second job. All of that would matter if I could just get better. But now I have to like step back and try to rest my body when I'm able to, so that I don't completely collapse and I can work. So sometimes you just have to realize and remember you're doing the best you can do, and that's honorable and that's understandable. And I know there's days where you just look at your bills and you're like, if this is the best I can do and I can't make my bills, then what's the point? What's the point? You know, I feel it. There's so many days where that's where my mindset is. But then it really helps to write it out. It helps to calm you down. You know, I completely advise going to Barnes & Noble, getting a calendar, like where is mine? Is mine next to me? Let me look. Find out. Getting one like this. It doesn't have to have mushrooms all over it, but this is mine. I bought it for, let's see, is the price on the back of it? Can you see that? I think it says $29.99. I use this more than I use anything in my entire life to keep me organized, to keep my bills, to keep me knowing when things are due. That's really important, and helps me feel less stressed, less anxious, because I know when certain things are coming out. I know my budget I want to have for my groceries. I know recipes I want to try. Just all of it. It's really important to just organize yourself to help calm yourself down. And I can go through more of that with you in a different video if you want to see what's in my planner, how I do it, and whatnot. So I'm going to actually let you go here though, because it is 8:44. I gotta go in soon. I'm gonna have to take a couple more sips of coffee. Do you like my bracelets? I love little bracelets. Like mine says strong, love, kind, and brave this morning. These are kids bracelets. I found them at Walmart in the like jewelry section, but it was like where the kids like Claire's little stand was. And I was like, you know what? Like I support all of those words. I love empowering words. I just did a video, my last video, on bullying in the classroom, like how I handle it in a preschool classroom. So if you're interested in that, and how I use empowering words with my kids to teach them to call each other kind things, to make each other feel really good. That was my last video, so you're welcome to stop by and look at that video. But know how thankful I am for you. Thank you for being here, for just appreciating and understanding and standing next to me through everything, for following my journey, for identifying, empathizing, sympathizing, and loving me through it, because I don't take you for granted at all. I really don't. Our time is our greatest commodity, and you're giving some of it to me, and that's very, very special. And I appreciate your soul and your heart, and whatever you're walking through, whatever you're going through, just know you're not alone. My channel is a safe space. It is a community. I will do everything I can to keep it supportive and positive, and if there's ever any, comments or anything that make you uncomfortable, whatever, you're always welcome to reach out to me for that, or with ideas for videos. If you feel like something needs to be talked about, whether that be in a classroom or in the economy, I am one of those people, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to bring it to light, to give you my perspective of it. You may not agree with me, but I am only going to tell you through my own experience what my opinion is. Because I think it's very important to be authentic with people, to advise them in a very honest way, not in a way that sounds right or is popular with the public. No, I can only give you who I am. I'm too tired to do anything else. I really, really am. And it's just not who I am as a person. I am a Christian. I am the Lord believer. I'm faith-based. I'm all of it. So I may incorporate Christianity. Let me try that again. I may incorporate Christianity into my advice. Or, just depending on what it is. So please don't be offended if I do, because that is my religion, and my channel is faith-based. But with that being said, everyone is always welcome here from every walk of life, and I'm thankful for you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hang in there and know that I see you. Give yourself lots of grace. And if you're working and you're making a check and you're doing the best that you can do, be proud of yourself today. You are living, your heart is beating, your legs are walking, you're getting a check soon, whenever that payday is, and that does matter. That does matter. You matter. I'll see you later. Bye.